So I had a ton of videos like scripted about how to hold a conversation, start a conversation, hold eye contact, but I decided to go against it because I just turned 27 and I realized I wanted to grow up really quickly and I missed out on a ton of my life. So I'm gonna reflect on the lessons that occurred to me. Okay, well, that'll work as an intro. Ever since I was a kid, I really wanted to be 27 because I knew that when I was 27, I would be deep in my career. I would have a wife or kids or something like that. Granted, when I was like 5, I thought 27 was really old. And now that I'm 27, I realize I'm extremely young. But life is a lot better now that I'm 27 versus 5. Because when I was 5 years old, up to a very young age, I was really poor. And I wanted my life to almost like fast forward to actually enjoy life. Because it was a constant struggle of fighting the world, fighting my parents, fighting everything, because I just wanted to have a financial backbone. I was tired of being broke. And when you're born poor, you really can't do anything about it. And without a ton of money as a kid, you really can't enjoy your childhood. So I wished that part of my life away. Because the point of being a kid is being innocent. Everything's a novelty, everything's new, and you want to enjoy it. And it requires a ton of money to do so. To buy toys, gifts, sports, extracurriculars, and that's something I wasn't able to do. So I had to grow up very quickly. I became a young man probably at the age of like 10 because I wanted to make as much money as possible to help my mom to get out of poverty. But with that amount of responsibility, you lose that childlike innocence and you don't really get to be a kid. You're just an adult in the body of a 7-year-old and no one takes you seriously. And when you're a kid, you want to enjoy like simple things in life, like a simple swing like this. But I grew up in the hood, so this wasn't really available and I put my life in danger. So you really don't get to enjoy life. And now that I'm 27, it's almost like I'm trying to reclaim a part of myself over time. Oh, this is a lot harder. And I don't know if I really enjoy it because it's awkward and there's people watching and stuff like that. But that's where I've been. I've been trying to just reclaim my childhood, have fun, join my family and friends, and it's been a cool journey. Like I'm rediscovering parts of myself that I lost. I know a lot of people complain about the responsibilities of being an adult, how childhood was a lot better, but if you've always been responsible for yourself and family, you've always had that competitive edge. But the hard part is like unwinding because I became very accomplishment-based, classic Asian. I always had like the best grades. I was always like the #1 every field or whatever I was doing because I wanted to be a winner. I wanted to have self-worth based upon my accomplishment. Intrinsically, I thought I had no value. I was bullied, made fun of for being Asian and poor, so I thought that my accomplishments would speak for itself. But as I've grown up, I've learned that my accomplishments don't define me, and it's not what I have to offer. And I've been trying to rediscover that. And self-worth is something that I've talked about on this channel a ton when it comes to Asian men and dating and all that. Because without self-worth, you can't really build relationships with friends, friendships, or even start to get into dating. And I thought that when I had these big accomplishments, instead of trying to fill that void of self-love, I wanted to find a woman to replace that because I wanted like the hot blonde to give me value, to be like, wow, I'm the shit. Okay, I finally made it in my life. But I realized that a partner can't give you that love. You're just a mooch. You are a leech. Because when your cup is half empty, or fucking empty in general, you're just taking. You have nothing to offer. And thankfully, I rediscovered what self-worth was before it was too late. Because by the time you're like 40 or a lot older, you're kind of cemented in your ways. And you've probably made a lot of mistakes, and it's very hard to unwind from. Because when you're 40, typically you might be married. If you marry the wrong person, it's a lot more difficult to undo the burden, okay? So yeah, I feel like I lost a ton of my life because I wanted to grow up and face these accomplishments and try to get them. I feel like everything I've done was for an outcome, and I really was never present in any aspect of my life. People talk about slowing down, being present to the moment, and I really struggle with that deeply. I've always been like a type A, go-getter, the future, a visionary, an ENTJ, stuff like that. And slowing down is absolute torture because I don't really know what to do in the moment. I'm always fidgeting on my phone or whatever you want to say because I have this inability to relax. because I was taught relaxing is for losers and I should always be go, 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 go. You know, it's like the David Goggins thing of saying like, stay hard. And yeah, that motivation is really important if you're a lazy piece of shit. But if you're always going, you're never looking back, enjoying what you have to accomplish, you miss out on a ton of your life. And these habits became cemented in me. It was almost like permanent. And I'm slowly trying my best to unwind and enjoy life now as it is. And I feel like I'm finally catching up. But the first thing I had to do was I was missing out on life tremendously because there's just so much pressure at our age to try to make the most money as possible, and you compare yourself to your peers, especially if you go to a prestigious university. I feel like everyone's doing cool shit, and you feel like you're really not doing anything remarkable. And I just woke up one day and I realized I was like truly unhappy, even though I got everything I really wanted in my life. Like I thought I wanted nice cars, nice watches, nice clothes, whatever the hell I want. And I'm finally in a position where I can do that. I've got all the things I really want. And that void is still in me, which really, really sucks. Because those things were just... Because the things that I was buying, I was just trying to escape reality, even though I created this reality. I think that was the ultimate realization, that I created this beautiful prison with really nice things inside. It's interesting because as you get older and you get more money, you kind of meet your basic needs, which kind of creates the opportunity for you to think about what is the point of life and all that. It's not like childhood is wonderful and being an adult sucks. It's just there's no clear direction or what the next step is after college. I feel like everything's laid out for you as a kid. You kind of go through elementary, middle school, high school, then you go to college. But after that, you have to create your own story. And on the opposite side of the coin is, what if I did grow up wealthy with everything I envisioned? Because for the longest time, I was resentful. I was angry at the world. I was angry at God. I was angry at my mom for not allowing me to have the things that everyone had. I don't think this would have solved it, because I would have came to the same conclusion maybe later, early on, and say, what's the point of all this? It's almost like an existential crisis of what is the meaning or goal of life? More prestige, a bigger house? And I'm facing these questions, and it's almost like nihilistic, as if life doesn't have any meaning. I don't really know if I have the answer. But the things I truly enjoy now, I try to escape from as a kid. I wanted to move away from my family, be my own man. And I started my own here. I met my wife. I met a community. And the things that I miss the most is simple times with my mom and brother. And that's something that doesn't come as often because I live on the East Coast and they live in Denver. But they came out for Christmas and it was a wonderful time. And it is simple. It's so stupid. I hate it when people say this to me. It's like the simple things really do make up the whole. And the things I took for granted as a kid are the things I'm searching for the most. Because you grow up, the people you grew up with, you don't see, you don't talk. Some of them are dead. Some of them are other parts of the country. But it's funny how you spend all this time in your childhood developing with these people, but then you hit a certain point of your life where you don't see these people anymore. And it's sad. Like, I have really good friends I see once a year, and it's gonna be that way because they'll develop into a strong man and have their own family and kids, and time only gets diluted. There's not that much time for anything now. Yeah. So I'm like really thankful for the point of life I am now, and it's been really hard. I've been struggling with the meaning of life because like when you have nothing, you have this goal. You want to have friends, you want to start dating a ton of people, you want to develop social skills. But once you have all of that, it's like, what's next? And that's a really cool point in my life. I had nothing. And I did everything possible to get good at picking up girls, building a good body, having good friends. And you spend all this time and energy. But once that lack has been solved, you will start living your life. And these problems that haunted you for a very long time dissipates. And for once, you'll stand alone as a man facing the world, and you can find out what really matters to you. And that's the stage of my life that I am now. Because I'm not struggling in dating, I'm not hurting financially, I'm not And these are wonderful things, and I've worked my ass off, and I'm so thankful to the God and everything, the mentors that have helped me along the way. But it's defining what's next, and what I want, because I'm absolutely bored. And it's a good problem to have. So I've taken a break from YouTube for a long time because I felt like a fraud, an imposter, just posting about these things that they don't mean as much to me anymore. For the longest time, I wanted to make videos that talked about things that I wanted to see when I was in 4th grade, 15 years old, 18 years old. But I feel like I covered all that extensively. You can only talk about dating for so much. And there's a lot of hatred online towards society and on Reddit about Asian men struggling dating. And it's super fucking real. It's super real. But it's not the end all. It's not everything. But if you solve it, and there's a ton of stuff on YouTube outside my channel, and you have to go on your own path and discover your own ways of life and things that work. You're gonna fucking fail, you're gonna fall down, but pick back up and find the things that matter to you. So yeah, taking a huge break. But maybe I'll make more videos about just teaching the basics of how to be a human, how to be a man, how to socialize. Because I talk about it, but no one ever describes it. And I realize that men, we are super lonely today. We don't have a community. And I understand the society tells us that we're not anything to them and we're toxic. But I'm telling you that you aren't. And I want to start making little basic videos, tutorials that might help you, as well as talk about philosophy and existential things that are on my mind. So if you're struggling with dating, friendships, your purpose in life, go and find every resource available and go and kill it. Get good at dating, make a ton of friends, okay? Get that life partner that you've been dreaming about. Go and do that. But think about what's next. Because if that was your goal, is just to get them, you will not have the resources or skill set to maintain and grow. Because once you get it, it will come, you will struggle. But once you finally achieve whatever your goals are, you're gonna say, what's next? And be prepared for that, because you're in the ultimate position. It's a good position. Because everything you've worked for, okay, for many years, developing social skills, to get that girl, once you find a partner and you settle down, if you decide to, what's next, guys? Okay, Hadley, someone's been asking, where have you been? What's new with you?
I got into residency, that's pretty big. Otherwise, I've just been here, enjoying 4th year with no tests, and I can do whatever I want, so that's been great.
She's a lot more social than this guy is. She's just acting all humble, but she does chit-chat a lot. Just look how pretty this is. Like, it's just a nice, what day is it?
It's Friday.
It's like a nice Friday. No, it's Saturday, isn't it?
No, it's Friday.
Oh, wow, it's Friday. It's just a nice Friday walking through the meadows, this park. Yeah, seriously. I don't know if you, can you see me if I hold it like this? Is it really zoomed in?
It's really kind of funny, though. Yeah.
Is it zoomed in? Okay. I'm just going to hold it like this while we walk. Yeah, so I apologize for taking a long break off YouTube. I really didn't mean to do that. But I think sitting down, talking about dating repetitively, I don't know, kind of got boring.